Right, we've just put the announcement out. To ready up. Looks like he suddenly shot up to 18 from nowhere, which is great. Look, she's just about managed to get in, so glad to see 18. It should actually be a full grid. Just a second. Yeah, it should actually be a full grid. I don't know if the admins in the background can maybe work out for me who it is that's not here. Probably easiest to do that when you work out which teams are missing a driver. I can tell you one of them is Ghost for Alpha Tauri, because that's my team. So, not sure what's happened there. I've just been told Ghost and Mario not in after positive RDSU. Hold off from the Mario one, guys, because that may be my mistake. But Ghost is definitely should be here. Yeah, basically, I can see there's a bit of a chat going on about people joining late and things like that. We decided last week, we did say to Evan last week that he wasn't allowed to race, and then, but he didn't see that notification, so he did race. Then in Tier 1, a couple of people needed to join late, so we allowed it. It didn't seem to hurt the lobby at all, so I'm not too worried about it, as long as it doesn't hurt the lobby. But I do think if you are late to qualifying, so that as in qualifying has started, even if you're 30 seconds late and qualifying has started, then the rule needs to be that you start from the back. I think that's only fair. Evening, Birdie. Nice to see you, buddy. Doing a highlighted message as well. That cost you 100 bits. Man. Okay. So, anyway, we're on an outlap at the moment with Marsh. Have I got everything up we want? Delta data enabled. Details tyre. I am in a party, aren't I? I'm not talking to all the drivers as well. No, I'm in a party, that's alright. That's cool. Don't want to be distracting the drivers. So unfortunately it looks like AlphaTauri are a driver short and McLaren are a driver short. Both my teams that I look after. I think I might have got the wrong end of the stick with Mario. I think he miswrote something to me, where it seemed like he was saying that I will be there, whereas I think now that maybe he was meaning to say that he wouldn't be there. So it may be me getting the wrong idea on what he actually meant to me. So I'll check that out with him. But as I say, Ghost is definitely supposed to be on the grid. I've not had any message from him to say he won't be. So yeah, okay. So obviously, if they don't make it before the end of quali and start from the back, then it will be a penalty given to them. So we're on board with Marsh, who's doing the first. He's not actually, sorry, no, he's not. Yes, he is first on track to. That will be setting a time. So we'll keep an eye on him and see how he goes. See what the benchmark's going to be. I know from. I know from some practice that Brian's been. Brian has been extremely fast today. He's been doing some time trials, but he's also done some practice session as well, which I was in with him, and he was rapid, absolutely rapid. I believe he was in the 130s in the time trial and the 131s in the practice. So, and he said the lap in the practice wasn't a very good lap. So I'm expecting a 31 minimum from Brian. Anything slower than that would be disappointing. So. As Marsh runs wide on the final corner, but does slow down so that he doesn't invalidate, and starts us off with a 36-1. Clearly a lot of time that could be gained there. Lord DA is second over the line. There's an Alpha about to cross the line, which is Meki, who goes straight up into P2. So Lord DA has crossed the line on a 32-3. Meki across on a 33.5. I do think Rebels across on a 37.5, which probably proves exactly what I was about to say, that I think this track in all the tiers is probably going to show a big difference between all the qualifiers time-wise. One of run on boards actually with TTV Glads, competing in his second race with us tonight. Evening, Andrews. Nice to see you on, mate, as always. It'd be strange if you weren't. I'd be worried if you weren't, mate. Right on board with Glads. I much prefer it when we get to the point where they're doing their second runs, so that we can actually see if they're improving or not. The first run, you ain't got a clue where they are to the front guys. I must say, Lord DA's time, 32.3, is a very impressive benchmark to put out there, so I think we're going to see Lux and Brian into the 31s. We might see English into the 31s, and one or two others might surprise us, but I think they're the three guys to watch out for. Although saying that, I do know English is playing on controller tonight because he's not at home or usual where he usually is, so he hasn't got his wheel with him, so he's playing on controller, which would probably feel a bit strange. Glads goes P2 as it stands, then on the mediums with 33.2. It's one of those tracks where I do think it's an advantage if you can qualify on the mediums and start on those as opposed to the softs, but it's also a track where there is a big time difference between the two tyres, so it's a difficult one to call. What's more important, the track position to start the race or being on the right tyre? Both got their pros and cons, I suppose. So we ride on board with Gazza, who's looking well, he was looking to set a time on the mediums, but he's dialed that one into the pits. Adam is going to cross the line and goes 33.7 and up to P5. It's a decent lap from Adam. Nice to see him on the grid tonight, Adam. We've got a reserve driver in tonight, so thank you very much to El Capitan, who is reserving in the AlphaTauri that did tell me they couldn't turn up. So he's actually reserving for Mini Devil, or El as well, as most people tend to know him a bit better. Birdie's getting on the highlighter. Go on, Birdie. Do that highlighter. I'm hoping actually by next week I might be able to have the predictions and that sorted for people to use. I don't really understand it and how to use it, but I learned today how to create my own slides and stuff. I've done that this morning, not for this race unfortunately, but for one I'm doing tomorrow. But I'm sort of learning all these things now. As we ride on board. Well, Brian's on his 3-lap old softs and is invalidated again, so he's not having a great time actually. He may have been extremely quick so far today, but he's not having a great time actually getting a lap in at the moment. And you definitely don't want to be setting up your best lap on 3-lap old softs to start the race. That'd be a nightmare. Just gonna... As we ride on board at the moment, Top Gotcha having a go on the mediums to see, I suppose, how far out the grid he can get. I think CTV Glads, if P3 was actually where he started, he'd be over the moon with that on mediums. Top Gotcha goes into P11 then with 37 flat. So I think we'll see him back out on the softs to try and go a bit quicker. I've just had a message from Ghost. So, message, by the looks of it, Ghost has just woken up. So he had a late night, and his alarm clock didn't go off, so... Right, who we got? Is Top Gotcha carrying on? He is. He's 1300 up at the moment in Sector 1, so... Let's see how he does. Oh no, he's backed off now, so let's go elsewhere. Meki then 3.5 attempts down. Sector 2. English, meanwhile, has gone up to P3 and Evan into P2. So it shows how good that lap from DA was early on. Still think... Okay, Ghost unfortunately can't get on. I did see it say, can you get on quickly? Fine. There we go. Alright then, so we're an AlphaTauri down tonight, and a McLaren by the looks of it. What's happened to Mario? I know he was out, but he expected to be owned by about 4. But the way he worded it, it's like he said to me, if you don't hear from me, then that means I am racing. So, I haven't heard from him, so I assumed he was racing, but unless he's either written it wrong or I've read it wrong, I'm not sure. Not a lot we could have done, really. We didn't have any more actual reserves available I'm aware of, so... A major thing. Zico invalidating there. I think the car that was in front of him just put him off slightly and made him run off track. Gaz also still to get a time in. Now, he was out on the mediums on his first run, so this is a... you only get the one set of mediums in quali, so this is extra laps he's put in. The first run I believe he did 2 laps, so this is a 3rd lap on mediums, and well, with an outlap as well, it means there's 4 laps he's done on those mediums, so he goes P10 on those, which is decent, but I'd suggest you'd like to get back, and if that was me personally, I'd be getting a set of softs on. Maybe race strategy's gone out the window a little bit, not getting the fastest lap you could do in earlier, and so I'm going to have to swap strategies tonight. So... Who's out? Who's out? Who we got? Titan? Yeah, Titan's 3 tenths up in the first sector. tricky first sector here at USA, Austin, Texas. Very much kind of reminds me of Japan in a way. The first sector, similar difficulty. Claps, that's not what you wrote, mate. But anyway, as I said, it doesn't matter because we didn't have a reserve in a way, so it is what it is. Keep hold of Titan through to the end. No invalidation, so he's still fighting to see if he can move up. He needs to improve on his previous lap by over a second to actually gain any places, so it's be a big improvement. And oh wow, he does 1.9 seconds quicker, does 33.7 and moves up to P8. It's a good lap from Red Bull man. Who else we got? Alan's just starting a lap, so Scott's out there, and he's just started a lap as well. I think, yeah, let's stick with Adam and see what... It's Austin, Texas runner. I would assume it's going to be dry. Does it rain in Texas? Not sure. We've got an American on the grid doing a home Grand Prix today. El Capitan, reserving for Alpha. He's our American man on the grid, representing the home nation. So I hope he does well. And unfortunately his son JMB was available last second if we needed him, but we just couldn't get him in time. He's a good driver as well, JMB, so could have been on the grid, but never mind. He's certainly someone that's going to be on the grid with us in future, I can tell you that much, so Adam at the moment 3 tenths up at the end of sector 2. As Brian goes fastest, there's the 31 I was talking about. He's gone 31.6. That's an extremely impressive lap. As Adam comes across the line, just holds on to the lap, and it's half a second quicker at the P5, so a good lap from Adam. This is what I was saying, Brian is lightning around here. I know he went into, I can't remember exactly where he said, 373rd or something. He's gone on time trial globally earlier today, so extremely impressive. Oh, Capitan, I don't think it's on a lap there. Marsh, maybe? No. Zico. So Zico's still looking to set a lap. Our winner from last week, incidentally. Yeah, well... winner from last week for Tier 2, well, the driver winner last night was Zico. The actual race on track was won by Enhanced last week, but he was covering, so for the purpose of the Drivers' Championship, Zico was promoted to the winner, and was also awarded Driver of the Day for Tier 2. So, good to see him not invalidating this lap. Yeah, I think he's maybe being a little bit careful, which is understandable. He's still... Wow! Okay, he's gone P1. I think he's being a little bit careful. Famous last words. He goes P1. That's going to shock Brian. Shocked the world, that lap. What a lap. Outstanding. We've got to ride on board with Evan, our championship leader, and see if there's anything he can do about this. It's 2 insane laps. What do you mean, and books? Barclay? I don't know what you mean, and books, mate. Oh, Brian is retired. Looking on the track, I can't see him stopped on track. I think he was probably in the pits. Black Spartan also. Again, there's no stock cars on track that I can see, so I believe that is 2 retirements in the pits from qualifying. Be pretty happy with their job. I'm amazed we're not seeing more medium qualifiers. But I'd also be amazed if those guys just outside the top... Well, in fact, I'd be surprised if all the guys outside the top 10 don't start on mediums. It's definitely the best race tyre around here. As Evan crosses the line and goes P3. P3, ignore what it said in the top right. He's gone P3 on a 31.7. So we've got 3 drivers in the 31s. Seriously impressive. I don't expect to get out of 33s later on in Tier 1, so mightily impressive. Lord DA is invalidated. Clock's already gone, so anybody... No, it's nothing from Adam. C2E Glads maybe has opted to come back out, but he's going back in the pits. He invalidated, so he's going to be the only top 10 runner by the looks of it, starting on the mediums. Although Titan is nearly 3 tenths up after sector 2. Looked like a good exit there. In the quick left-hand corner. He crosses the line, goes quarter of a second quicker, which sees him P12. Just moves up to 1 place ahead of El Capitan. And that, I believe, as they say, is that. So we got a fantastic pole position from Zico. I would have bet my house on Brian tonight, if I'm honest. Outstanding pole position, Zico. Congratulations. Brian will start P2 alongside him. Evan on the second row of the grid alongside English. So we really have got a highly impressive start to this race. No offence to anybody, but probably the four quickest drivers in the four top positions. Mind you, the likes of Lord DA and Black Spartan Books can all do it on their day as well. So, you know, and Glads as well. I can tell you, if he'd have got a full running on the softs, he'd have been much higher up the grid. But that may come to his advantage during the race. We'll have to see. So anyway, English P4, Lord DA 5, Black Spartan 6, Books in 7, Meki in 8, Adam 9, Glads 10, and with tyre choice, probably very happy, I'd imagine. Scott in P11, Titan 12, El Capitan, our home man 13, Gaza, Marsh, Top Gotcha, Rebel, and Clappy, who didn't set a time, starting from the back. May well be a strategical decision to do so. Oh, sorry, Arkley, I see what you mean now. Books is American as well, so we've got two homegrown racers in this one. Yay! Couldn't get a lap. Clappy, you should have gone with that strategical. I want to start from the back in this one. Don't tell people you couldn't get one. Yeah, English. That's seriously impressive. That's not far. I think that's around about where my TT is, to be honest. And I use controller all the time, so that is a very impressive lap, bud. I'm just going to nip into the Discord and do my usual, letting the guys know when we're going. So, so there's me messaging. Just while I'm in the Discord, I'm going to have a quick glance at some of the standings. To give you an idea, I'm hoping on future races I might be able to get some slides up for you so you can see the standings on screen. But for this week, we'll stick to what we got, which is me looking. So at the moment, Lux Evans, is leading the way by a substantial gap. He's on 224, Brian on 131, so 93 points the difference at the top. Brian's teammate Gaza is propping those guys up with 118. Then Top Gotcha is the last person in the hundreds. Then we go Meki, Black Spartan, Titan, Zico, Abby, and Mario. Mario not with us tonight, so Claps will be looking to become the number one McLaren driver as he's in P11. Let's take a quick look at the constructors as well. So for the constructors, we've got Aston Martin leading the way from Ferrari by just 3 points. Aston Martin on 243, Ferrari on 240. Haas in P3, lovely to see them up there on 177. Alfa Romeo P4, 140. Alpine P5 on 13, Williams in 6th on 111, then AlphaTauri on 107 in P7. So a nice close battle there, sort of 5th to 7th. Well, I'm actually 5th to 8th because Red Bull are on a square 100. Mercedes on 90 and McLaren on 86. Obviously, AlphaTauri and McLaren's chances not helped much by being a driver short. So I'm just going to take a couple of minutes just to get myself a drink, and I'll be coming back for a race start in a few minutes' time. Okay guys, I'm back with you. We're not far off start time. I'm just going to get a message ready to send to the guys. Right, message is ready. Just wait for the clock to tick to 31 and I shall press send. So, a pretty full grid tonight then. So 18 on the grid, which is nice to see. It's a shame we didn't get the full grid we were hoping for. If you tune in after this to Tier 1 at 8 o'clock, we're also expecting a full grid there. So, hopefully we'll get it in that one. And it'd be great to see you all. Come on, clock. Why is it when you watch a clock, it seems to take forever? Yeah, when you don't. There it is. Ha! Let's go! Everybody, let's go and good luck. Right, so the countdown begins. I'm wondering what to expect here. So it's tyre wear. It's not horrendous around here, but it's not great either. I wouldn't be amazed to see at least some of the starting on softs maybe decide to go for a two-stop, even if there isn't any safety cars. Right, so we are off. We don't do formation lap anymore, so we are going. Zico manages to hold the lead. Brian in P2, Evan P3, English P4. So we're as we started. The quick switch around. I can't see any. There's no cars being left behind. I think it's been a completely clean start from the whole field, which is great news. Lord DA is just going on to the back of English a little bit here, so we'll keep an eye on this. Great start from everyone, to admit, and Lord DA does get the move done on English going into the hairpin. So the second Mercedes up to P4, they're running 1 and 4 now. This early points. So look at position changes. Let's get these bits enabled and then get that off. So. As Meki gets ahead of Black Spartan and up into P6. Close racing, but good racing from the two of them. That's what we like to see. So pit stop strategy is a two-stop. Soft, soft, medium, or soft, medium, medium. If you start on the softs, I would presume your pit stop strategy on the if you started on the mediums is either medium, medium, soft, or medium, soft, soft, or medium to hard. So the part of the reason I said I thought more people might start on the medium tyres. Let's see about the guys outside the top 10. What did they start on? So Glad's actually qualified 10th and started on the mediums. I think he's in a great position here. I really do. Gaz has opted for the mediums. Titan's actually opted for the hard, so that's an interesting one. Be interested to see what his pace is like, Titan. For those who didn't know, Titan is English's brother in real life, so we've got a pair of brothers on track. It's a shame they didn't end up in the same team. Hey Arc Runner, nice to see you, buddy. Yes, we got another change. Meki looking to go round the outside. Oh, there's a little touch, just a little bit of contact, no harm done. Oh, and then there is a bit of harm done. Oh, he hasn't ghosted, has he? thank goodness nobody hits him. Brian forgets to turn ghosting on. Or was that just one where it didn't do it? Or maybe it was, but perhaps it doesn't ghost until someone's actually on course to... I don't really know, I'm not going to lie. But Zico at the moment has already broken the 1 second barrier to Brian. He's out to show that yes, last week's win in Abu Dhabi was no... So far, he's doing an excellent job of it. Catney on board to Ferraris. I don't know what that accent was, don't ask me. As Raffi Claffey makes up a position over El Capitan. So the McLaren getting ahead of the Alpha Tauri, and he's already on the back of the Red Bull Marche. So, his car looking good. Just so people know, Raffi Claffey is our Aussie driver on the track. Just occasionally suffer a bit with the old connection issues, but it can't really be helped. He's literally on the other side of the world, so but it looks fine at the moment, to be fair to him. So Spartan has picked up the first penalty of the race as Clappy looks to make the move on Marsh. Looked for a second like Marsh was going to defend it, but in the end Clappy does get it done. Marsh, I think, sensibly saying, look, he's a bit quicker at the moment, let's not get too worried about that. It's much more important. As I said, I actually said to Tier 2 in the build-up, the old Michael Schumacher quote of, first you have to finish. Just so true, especially with a point system that we use here in ARC. You definitely have to finish first. It's, everybody who finishes makes points for their team. As Lord DA gets the move done on English once again for the second time in the race so far. I hadn't actually noticed that English had got that place back at any point, but it's Evan at the moment as Marsh picks up a penalty. Evan at the moment 3 seconds off of Brian. You've got to say, so far, I mean, he's running P3s on the podium. He's not having a bad race by any stretch of the imagination, but by Evan's standards that he's shown so far, he's shown himself to be not just a brilliant driver, but probably extremely consistent as well. There's a bit of contact between English and Lord DA, but nothing too major. Just made Lord DA run slightly wide, but he did manage to defend the position. I think that's... See, that huge long straight is where we're going to see most of the action today under DRS. Spartan on the black of Glads, who's on those mediums. He started on, he's managed to get up into P6 already. As I said, out of all the guys on the track right now, I would personally like to be in Glad's place. He's already starting to look a bit quicker. Brian picks up a penalty. It is a track, I've got to say, penalty risk is high. I think largely because of that first sector, so the penalty risk is high here. Thank you very much for joining us, and we've got to build up a bit as we go. Also a massive, can I just say to all of you that not just watch us live, but all of you that watch us back afterwards as well, we have had this recent sort of 4 or 5 weeks, we've been hitting very nearly 200 views across Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook on every race. So not just, that's not per week, that is every race of the week. So it's outstanding, and the more to watch, the more it helps the league, and the better trophies Reaper can afford at the end of the season. So it's all great. There's great fighting between Butts and Spartan. Great racing. Let's go back to the broadcast camp. Particularly want to move off these two. They are the closest battle on track, along with Meki. I don't know what happened to Meki. He's fallen down to... Oh yes, I do. He had a spin, didn't he? A bit of contact. Actually going to switch to Meki because he's just about making a move. That's great driving from the two of them. That's around that long sweeping right-hander. It's actually about 3 different turns, but you take it as 1 turn, really. So Meki gets that place off of March. I've forgotten who we were with. Black Spartan. Oh! What's happened? There was some contact between Spartan and Books. It looked for all the world to me like Books maybe had a moment on a curb or something and got sort of shot across the road. It looks like they survived. Oh no, Spartan hasn't in the end. Spartan... Not sure I can see where he is. He's around here on the right hand. He's all the way over there. It's actually really odd because that's before. Might be moved by the time Scott gets round there. So yeah, he has been. Oh, what a shame. So we've lost our first driver, but it doesn't bring out a safety car. He was way off the track. So obviously, Spartan, if you're listening, if there's any foul play there, make sure you've clipped it and to put your ticket in. But please don't be shouting out the chat. It was an odd place to have binned it yourself, so I'm wondering if we did miss a bit of contact. I mean, Books had a bit of contact previously, but it was a few corners before that, so... Books, as you can see, is clearly carrying some damage. He's going to be veering off into the pits now, is he? Yeah, there he goes. So Books in the pits. Meanwhile, at the front, we're not seeing too much at the front because they've sort of split up a bit. Adam in as well. 12 planned stops. I didn't see that. Was that softs? It was a set of softs that Adam's put on. Personally, now, if you're pitting now, you should be putting on a set of mediums. So 11 lap stint on the mediums. So this track, it's a high penalty risk track, but it's a low safety car risk as far as the tracks go. Obviously, sometimes with this game, that doesn't mean anything. It does bring out safety cars sometimes, and you think, oh my word, what is it doing? It's Glads makes the move, past English, comfortably with the DRS, but you can clearly see how strong a race tyre those mediums are. This was what I was saying in qualifying. It's also the fact that you can go so much further into the race on them. The soft guys have definitely got to be looking at pitting soon. Whereas Glads can easily go another 6 laps on his. And of course, if that happens, if there is a safety car at that point, he's got track position as English comes into the pits. Having a good race, English, when you consider he's running on pad for the first time however long. That is a Williams, that's Books having another little moment. All to himself this time though, there's no one else near him, so had a little self moment. Maybe that was just getting the tyres up to temperature, just causing a bit of an issue. English on the pit exit now. He's going to have a Red Bull approaching. It's going to be close. I think he's going to get yeah, he's ahead of Marsh. So that's not bad, is it? He's pitted onto a fresh set of softs, comes out in P10 with a good 5 seconds ahead of him to the next driver. So a nice clear track to try and really make those tyres work for him. Taffy picks up a pen. So Titan, who was our hard driver from the start of the race, decided to go with a hard stint first. He's up to P8. He's having a great race. So, hi Alex, nice to see you. Have you with us? A great race so far as makes a move on Titan. With the RS, we see Meki's light flashing, so he's out of energy. Whereas Titan is quite happily keeping his. That's the other thing about this track. It's not a track you can make much energy back on when you don't use it. So you do have to conserve what you get for overtaking and defending. around there. You're not going to make much back. Clappy picks up another penalty and Mecky's into the pits. It's the 6, 7, maybe 8 laps out of these softs, I think. So it's not looking like being much more than that. Our closest one is actually Adam on the back of Marsh. Didn't have DRS over the start-finish line, so but it's made up a lot of ground still. You could see Marsh's light flashing on the back of his car. You can see it now. Whereas Adam's still in the 40 percentiles, so you would think. Oh, Marsh runs wide. It's giving Adam a chance. Can we get a good angle? We can. Thank you, Cody's. And Adam makes that move work. That could be genius from Marsh. He's going to get a DRS on the straight. Why is that a genius move? We'll soon see. It was definitely within a second. DRS will open, but he's way too far back. He's not going to move. He must have DRS. Yes, there it is. Just a bit late opening it. So there we have it. I'm expecting to see these front guys pit in. Zico's going another lap, as is Brian, as is Evan. None of them wanting to act first. Evan, though, it wasn't so long ago he was 3 seconds behind Brian. He's cut that down to 1.2, so he's catching him. And he's definitely in the sort of range he could consider doing an undercut. I would say now these guys are attempting to do a soft to medium one stop. But with how well Titan's driving on the hards, maybe the hards is a genuine choice as well. Soft to hard. Just know how much people tend to hate using them, that's all. So I'm just going to nip down to English. He's called up to the back of Gaza on his nice fresh softs. As Rebel comes into the pits to ditch his softs at this point and goes on to a fresh set of softs. So he's definitely on a 2-stop. Surely English. Let's go on board actually for this one. It's going to be a DRS wave by. Doesn't even have to use his energy. Look, just DRS opens straight past on the outside, and the move done way before the corner. So English up into P7, having made his pit stop. I'm just looking at the gap. I'm just wondering, Clappy, by the way, what a job he's doing. He started back of the grid, and he is up to P6. Australian whippersnapper. Brian is in the pits then. It's a set of mediums. I'm sure I just saw the yellows, the yellow rim. So, yeah, onto a set of mediums. Could take him to the end. Whether that's the fastest way to go or not, we'll soon find out. But Clappy does get ahead. I'm just wondering where English is. Is that Brian ahead? Oh, English didn't quite get the jump on Brian. And English will have to pit again, so well, that's worked out awesome for Brian. There's no doubt about that. Glad still in that range. See, he did get ahead of Brian. So I'm just wondering now, can we get change the interval to leader? So, I don't know exactly how long the pit stop is. I'm guessing it's in the sort of low 20, sort of 22 seconds roughly. Brian is going to get a move done under DRS on the McLaren and with his fresh tyres. The Aston Martin moves up into P5. I think Clappy realising there's not a huge amount he can do about that, so El Capitan's dropped to the back in the Tauri. Not sure what's happened there. As Zico and Evan then pit on the same lap. Set of mediums for Zico. I mean, he's lap 12. So he's done 11 laps on the softs. Surely they'll be able to go to the end on the mediums. Not convinced it's the quickest way around this track, though. You know, it's interesting. Which is promoted. Look, TT Glads. I said about track position. It's promoted into P1. He's got a 7.7 second lead to Zico at the moment, who's obviously going to eat into that with his fresh mediums. It's going to be an interesting one later on in the race. I'm just going to go back to intervals so I can see if there's any battles going on. English on the back of Clappy now. Has DRS over him. And it looks like he's deploying the energy as well. Clappy's out of energy. So it's going to be another comfortable DRS overtake. English on his fresh softs. This is what English needs. He needs to get these moves done quickly. I'm sure seeing Brian come out of pits just ahead of him might have deflated him a little bit. But he's got to get him. He's just got to keep going. He's still on for a great position. So just got to keep plugging. Oh, Evan has a little moment there. Sweeping right turn. El Capitan has caught up to Rebel. This is for 16th. It's going to be a DRS wave by Tit Rebel. There's not much point in defending it like that, dude. So the DRS pull on that straight is huge, so there's nothing you can do about it. Just to say, I'm not suggesting for a second that Tit Rebel did too much there. He actually was well within the realms of fairness, so no issues there. So Zico already taking 2 seconds out of Glads. So this is the issue of taking the tyres long. For me personally, well, I don't know. It's lap 13 is probably ideal time if you're going to pit to hards. That's what Glads is intending to do, is medium to hards. And now's the time to do it, really. But just got a feeling, I've seen Glads race enough to know that he's probably thinking more about a pit to the a one stop to the softs. So Marsh picks up 3 seconds. Any close battles? Books is on the back of Marsh now. So Glads is in the pits. Is he listening to me? Glads, you listening to me? Possibly going to fall down the order a bit. Now if he's going to the end, he's gone to softs. Is he planning a 2-stop? I mean, surely 15 laps on a set of softs seems a bit much around here. Seems way too much around here. I mean, our front runners pitted lap 11. They did 11 laps on the softs, but with full tanks of fuel. So maybe Glads can eke it out. And now we're going to see the move from Books. He opens up the energy as well. He's got 80% energy. Books really conserving it. And he makes the move. Can we go to broadcast cam? And yeah, there's nothing that Marsh is going to be able to do that, but good racing from both again. Nice to see Marsh this week. He's had a few things, but he's raced well tonight. Really has picked up another 3 seconds there. But while will to will with people, he really has raced well tonight, so it's good to see. Hey Reaper, nice to see you all, mate. I've just seen your comment about the stream, mate. Sorry, everything seems so good my end. I didn't think, no, there was any issues. I've just taken my phone off of the Wi-Fi to give a little bit extra to the stream then. Sorry, if I'd have seen that sooner, I'd done it sooner. My apologies. So Gladstone into P7. Any close battles? I'm looking up and down. Everybody's a bit spaced out. I think Glads is going to be the next battle again here with Rapid Clappy. I'm just going to go to the onboard. It's going to be a move under DRS once more. Clappy's just missing out on DRS, so yeah, it's going to be another wave bite. No energy for Clappy, so Glads picks up as much tow as he could, moves out the way safely to the inside. Clappy just sticking in a straight line, which is best for him, and he'll be wanting to see if he can hold on to the back of Glads. Maybe pick up DRS, or he may be on a pit stop lap, potentially. And we've got another battle going on. Meki has just gotten onto the back of Adam. Thanks, Reaper. Yeah, hopefully it'll improve now, mate. That'll take my phone off of the Wi-Fi. I don't usually keep my phone on, it's just that from my end the stream's running absolutely perfectly on mine, so as Meki gets the job done on Adam. CTV Glads puts in the fastest lap of the race with 34.5. And Clappy was on a pit lap, so in he comes. To a set of softs to take him to the end. 13 laps to go. I think he can make that when you consider the leaders did 11 laps with full fuel. You know, fuel. Yeah, I can't say it. Full tanks of fuel. You would think that with a half tank now to the end, with nothing there, nothing left, it's going to be reasonably easy to get those softs round for 13 laps now. We've got an incident. Rapid Clappy was round there. I don't know if he was actually involved in an incident. It's Adam is out. This could bring out a safety car. Books is going to be next to approach him. I don't think it is going to bring out a safety car, you know, where it is on track. I bet he's miles off the track. Oh, the car has disappeared, so we can't see. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, I don't think that's going to bring out a safety car. It's right off track. Marshals will be able to do their job under double wave yellows. So, Marshall's doing a splendid job once again. So you always do. English into the pits. So he's taking his second pit stop. And we'll stick on a nice set of fresh mediums. Gaza follows him in behind. His one and only pit stop, going on to the softs. We're all rushing into the pits, but no safety car. The yellows are cleared. Once again, no safety car. Isn't it great? These new settings we're using really make for a better race. They really do. Very clear to see. Meki chasing English now, who's on fresh mediums, so you'd expect English to win that battle. English is going to be on the back of Titan, who still hasn't pitted off those hards he started the race on. Clearly, he wants to go medium soft, I would say. He's got a red X next to his name as Titan. The blurriness, by the way, Andrews, it could be because I reduced the output to 720. Yeah, I don't know what's happened with Titan. He's disappeared from us. So the ghosting doing its job there. Of course, English is his brother. I hope that wasn't a deliberate thing for your brother, Titan. No, so as you can see, Meki is getting the same treatment, so doesn't look like there was any favouritism between the brothers. I could have sworn that Titan's AI would have brought him into the pits there, to be fair, but it hasn't. Yeah, sorry, I was saying, Andrew, I've reduced my output from 1080 to 720, so it could be something to do with that. I don't know, I don't know. I ain't a tech wizard, I'm afraid. So Clappy then gets up into P7. What a shame for Titan, he was having a great race. He's clearly, like, I haven't seen it come up on the screen that he's left the session. I might have just missed it, but I didn't notice it. Scott has found his way up to the back of Marsh. Maybe a bit far back on this occasion for Scotty, but we'll be looking to keep that gap close for the long straight. This is 15 lap old hards against 6 lap old mediums. So one thing we know about the hards is you can basically, at any track, you can pick lap 1 and go to the end on hards. They're going to feel terrible, don't get me wrong, by the end of the race, but you can do it. So, but having said that, if Scott did decide to stick on a set of soft boots, I think he'd only fall back to 1 position as it stands right now, so maybe it'd be worth it. It doesn't look like he's going to catch Marsh here. Very unusual to have a race where we're spending most of it a bit further down the field. Scott runs deep into the corner, does well to avoid any contact. Titan into the pits now, whether that's him or his AI, but it's put him on a brand new set of softs, and he's going to get out in P10. So that long stint on the hards has really helped him, but it is still his AI. Titan, come back to us. I know he was having some Xbox issues earlier on, actually. Maybe that's something's happened. Oh, Titan's asking for an invite. Invite. Titan. I'm trying, bud. I'm trying. Titan. Oh, dude, where are you? You're not online. Titan. Sorry, bud. I got rather a long list of... Get me. Long list of friends. I want to invite you, bud. I can't find you. God. If you spot Titan on the list, shout out. I can't find it. Oh, there he is. Invite coming your way, mate. Get yourself back in. You've pitted onto Sauce. You're still in P10. There's a great battle going on. Let's get to it. So this is Marsh and Scott. Scott has gotten past Marsh now. There he is. There's Titan. He's joined back. So, unfortunately, Titan, you would have lost a lot of time, but actually, positional-wise, I think you're still in the same position you would have been. Oh, English is having a look at Evan. Yeah, I think you're still in the same position you would have been if you'd have picked, if you hadn't have gone into AI. So, it's cost you a lot of time, but you've got the nice set of softs to go to the end as well, buddy. So the AI's done you a favour there. Roger picks up a penalty. As we get close to the end, I will take a look at these penalty guys, but I prefer not to look at it too early. Yeah, he got to, hadn't he, ran it? It's... I was amazed he pitted as early as he did. Have the intervals back, please, Codies. Okay, I see. So Evan pitted, so He was doing a two-stop. So his grad's doing the same. We should soon see. I think it just goes to show though, because if Grads does make this a two-stop and go to a new set of softs, I've got to think that surely making on the hards would have been the quicker option. But as I seem to say every time I commentate, some people just do not like hards. Oh, we got a yellow in sector 1. It is Books. He's had a moment in the Williams. Still running well, Books in P11. Just going well. Oh, we've lost it, Lord DA. We've lost the driver. And that might be close enough for the safety car this time. It's going to be tight. Where is it? I can't actually see. I'm trying to work out where it is. Oh, it's somewhere around there. He was on the right hand side there. Evans just put in the fastest lap. The yellows are disappeared, so there's still no safety car. John Snow on. Hi John. Just saying I hate this track with a passion. Yeah, believe me mate, you are not the only one. Which is what Andrews has said. Gonna be a fun race in Tier 1, says Repro. I think so. Let's hope we do manage the full grid in Tier 1, which didn't quite manage this time in Tier 2, but it's still been a great turnout and it's been a great race as well. So we just spaced out a bit now. There's no one really able to attack anyone at the moment. Claffey is only just outside DRS of English, so let's keep an eye on this one. I'll try and keep... Oh, there was a move there. Books is in... Oh, Books is in the pits. So he must have sustained some damage from his spin. And we'll stick on a set of softs. Yeah, new wing. Change. So Top Gotcha is promoted to P12. El Capitan, unfortunately, having gone through, not going to be close enough to get advantage from that. Go back to Clappy. Yeah, we're just struggling a bit. This is the only thing that can happen sometimes when the safety car doesn't come out. You can end up with the gaps really separating out a bit. But I think we'd all prefer that. It's, you know, we love the close racing and everybody wants to see the close racing, but at the same time, it's fair, you know, it's fair. Nobody's been out of strategy ruined by a safety car. They've all been able to do what they wanted to do. But as it is right now, Runner, despite the fact that his tyres are going to feel horrendous come the end, he's got a 12-second gap over Evan, so I think TTV Clads is going to push this. At the end of the day, if he pits, he definitely falls behind Evan. If he stays out, he may be able to hold that gap. We have 6 laps left, so it's 2 seconds a lap Evan's got to take. So, soon see. So, yeah, Clappy just inside the DRS zone now to English. So, let's have a look. We are just coming around the long right hand corner. So you'll pick up DRS on the home straight. Whether he's going to be close enough, let's go back on board of him to get the idea of the distance. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be close enough here. It's just a case of close the gap up a bit. Use your energy, Clappy. Just close the gap up a little bit. Oh, that's saying that English is red light was flickering, so he's also out of energy at the moment. Close. So he's managed to keep it close as long as nothing happens here. be so careful. It's so slippery through there. It's unreal. So he keeps it close, opens up the energy now to try and get a little bit closer, but it should. It's quite a distance, isn't it? Is he going to be able to get this done? I don't think so. He's going to run out of energy, so he has to wait another lap, but he's definitely sizing a move up and seeing if he can get it done. We've got a yellow in sector 2. It's at the hairpin, I think. Yeah, it's these guys. Oh, okay. I think it was Tit Rebel actually moving over to let others through, so no harm done there. Doing what he's got to do and doing it in a good place by the looks of it. So yeah, stay on board. For all this chatting, I hadn't even realised that Brian had taken the lead. Wake up, commentator. Brian is in the lead and has a 1.2 second lead over Zico. Completely missed that, as Claffey does get the move done. Nice and clean from both drivers. I will choose us to the penalties on lap 26. At the moment, Brian's managing to extend that lead to Zico. Just want to check Zico. He hasn't got any issues, has he? There's that of energy, so which isn't ideal. There's a sector 2. It's just somebody. I think it was where Clappy and that was actually. It was English and Clappy. Yeah, it's El Capitan just moving out of the way, so no issues there. Why? I wish it wouldn't do that. Why does it bring out yellow flags on when somebody's just letting somebody else through? But they are fighting here, Clappy and English. Can't see anything. Cody's, please. Thank you. Claffey does hold the position, but it could be the case. After 8 laps, those softs are maybe getting a bit iffy, and the mediums now of English are becoming the faster tyre. So I think English is probably going to end up getting a move back. Meanwhile, Meki is caught up to the back of Gaza, so let's take a look. Books picks up a penalty. Gaza could be in a... Well, I was going to say he could be in a great place because he's penalty free, but actually he's 20 seconds behind English. So we're going to take a look at penalties in just a second. Oh God, did you hear that, runner? Evan is closing. He's got the gap down to 5.5 seconds. Yeah, I think Clappy's tyres are starting to feel the strain. I think it's time to take our look at penalties. So let's have a look. So 3 seconds for Brian, 3 seconds for Zico and Glads. However, Evan is on 6 seconds, so that gap is actually 8 seconds at the moment, not 5. So that tells me that Glads has got this one in the bag, if you ask me, which he didn't, but I'm telling you anyway. Clappy has picked up 15 seconds, so there's actually no reason for Titan goes flying past Meki. We had a little... Alright, what was going on there? At the moment, the thing is, Gazu could just get out of the way because these two have got 9-second penalties. But Claffey's the one who's got a 15-second penalty. As it stands right now, that's only going to drop into 1 place to English. So there's no real reason for English and Claffey to be fighting right now. It seems a bit silly, actually. Just no need for it. Ah, well done, Reaper. That's great news, buddy. I keep thinking about it, but keep doing it, unfortunately. It feels like it's been a super long race, this. It hasn't. It's only 7:15, but it feels like it's been super long. So at the moment, Evans got that gap down to 3 seconds, but it's actually 6 seconds with 2 laps to do it in. Doesn't seem likely because, of course, he'd have. Can I say it? Can I say it? It's one thing catching. It's quite another overtaking. Oh, the legend that was Murray Walker. Love that bloke to bits. It's one thing catching, but it's overtaking is quite another. Something like that. Can't remember. Well done, runner. That's awesome as well, bud. Anyway, enough about. Stop talking about downstream, please. Didn't realise you're clear. Mars picks up another penalty. He's up to 21 seconds now. As I did say earlier on, it's a horrendous track for penalties, to be quite honest. So I'd expect to see a lot in Tier 1 as well. It's going to be a huge amount of difference. Question for you guys on the stream: did we have a safety car in Tier 3 on Wednesday? I haven't managed to watch the race yet, so I know we had some lobby issues, but did we have a safety car before that all happened at any point? Where are Brian and Zico? Zico is suddenly catching back of Brian. Is this Brian just being a bit cautious to make sure he gets the car across the line? It's obviously huge for his championship hopes. He's on track to pick up the full 40 with Evan in 4th as it stands, who's on the back, but oh, Zico, wow. That was nuts. Congratulations, Brian, on a fantastic victory. Zico in P2. Glads does get those tyres to the end for P3. Evan in P4 for Ferrari. English is going to come across the line on track and will be P5 after penalties as well. So a great result for him. Consider the guy's using a pad. He does a little silly thing over the line. Clappy comes from back of the grid. Rapid Clappy takes P6. It's a complete toss-up at the moment between him and Glads for me for driver of the day. Titan is going to come across the line, and he is going to hold on, I think, to P7. Meki, yeah, just missed out by 6 tenths and finishes P8. Gaza crosses the line. It's promoted up to 7th, so Gaza finishes P7 for Aston. Titan down to 8th and Meki down to 9th. Scott will cross the line. Actually, we've got a little battle going on between Scott and Books. Oh, we're going to have a move. We're going to have a move around the outside from Books. And Books makes it stick. That is a genuine possession gain. Books gets a top 10 finish. Will cross the line for Williams in P10 and Scott P11. Oh, what a brilliant end to the race. Vote to keep English on the pad. Well, he kept it on track on pad. You know, it might not be as quick on pad as on the wheel, but he kept it on track. So, yeah, claps. Just outstanding race, buddy. Last to 6th. It's an outstanding result for yourself for the championship, and will make you McLaren #1 for the next race. And I'm going to have a bit of a think, because you are definitely in the running for driver of the day, buddy. It's definitely between yourself and TTV Glads, so I'm going to have a little think, and I'll announce that in a bit. But in a way, congratulations to Aston Martin's Brian, our Dutch admin win the race. So Brian takes the full 40 points. Zico in P2. Following up on that win last week, brilliant result for him and Mercedes. TTV Glads, again from P10 on the grid, took an early decision to move to softs, and it really worked for him. So fantastic race from Glads. TRT Evan, Lux 7. We're not used to seeing him off the podium, but today he is, but still a great result in P4. English in a fantastic P5 considering he's on pad. Clappy from back of the grid 18th up to 6th. Gaza P7, Titan P8, Meki P9, Books P10, Scott P11, we got Top Gotcha 12, Marsh 13, El Capitan, thank you very much for standing in for AlphaTauri, buddy, and he takes P14, Tit Rebel P15 and Lord DA P16 are only two, three non-finishers were Lord DA, Adam and Black Spartan. Fastest lap as well went to Lux Evan. We're coming up to the end now. I'm going to make a decision. Can I give a joint driver of the day? Because this is actually really hard. So, because I think they both did outstanding. Yeah, Scotty is 26 laps on hard was an impressive run as well. It's a really hard choice. Because the game's already done, I'm going to give the award to Rapid Clappy, our young Australian. I think he did a great job from back of the grid. But really, ideally, I would like to give a joint award to Clappy and TTV Glads because I think they performed equally well. Did an outstanding job for their teams. So you're both driver of the day in my opinion, but the actual award for the history books is going to go to Clappy. Well, I think we can all agree that was an outstanding race. Only the 3 retirements, no safety cars, obviously a lot of penalties, but we expect that around America, so that's no real surprise. Just a fantastic congratulations to all the drivers. Thanks to everyone that's watched us live. Thank you again to everyone that watches us back as well. The views in recent weeks have just been outstanding, so please keep that going. It helps the league. Reaper's told me if it keeps going the way it is, he's going to buy us diamond trophies at the end of the season. So that's well worth doing it for. So he said it's well within his budget. He's going to get diamond encrusted trophies. So outstanding. Thank you ever so much, everyone. And Tier 1 will be on shortly. Brian is doing the comms. I'm sure he's going to be in an outstanding mood after his victory. I might actually just see if he's still on. Let me have a look. Is Brian still there? He is still there. I'm going to invite him to the party. See if I can have a word with him. And see if you guys can hear it. Come on, Brian, join. Mind you, he's just done 28 laps with America. He's probably in the toilet. No, he's not going to join. I'm not going to keep you all hanging just for that. Anyway, oh, here he is. He's here. He's here. Brian. Brian. Hello. He's here, but he's not talking. Brian? I had you there for a second, now you disappeared again. Yeah, hello. You alright? You alright? Congratulations, mate. Fantastic win.
Yes, thank you.
No worries. Have you got the include audio button?
I don't know.
Okay. What if I switch this to game chat? Will that work? I don't know. Anyway, congratulations, buddy. I wasn't intending on doing any interviews, but seems I've got you. I may as well. So yeah, massive congratulations, a great win. It looked for all the world like Zico was running away with it at one stage. I didn't even notice you get up into P1, so I completely missed that. So did you get him under the pit stop or? Oh, you've disappeared again. Hang on. I think maybe I lost you because I put on party chat. Hang on. Hey, Brian. Alright, no. We're not going to be able to do it, guys, I don't think. Never mind. Brian's telling me he can't hear me. Never mind. Alright then. Thanks very much, everyone. I did announce the driver of the day as I'd like to give a joint award to, because I've just been asked who it was, so by English. So I would love to give a joint award to the two that you mentioned, mate, but as I'm not allowed to do that, I've decided to award it to Rapid Clappy. So a fantastic drive from back of the grid up to P6. So congratulations to him. And Brian is in my ears doing some rapid clapping. So thanks very much, everybody. We are off now. Please join the stream for Tier 1 where Brian will be commentating for you. Always a bit of fun. And he promises he won't take a mick out of Reaper once. Alright, so thanks very much, everyone.